There's a lot of conflicting information about which all-natural oil is best for conditioning your leather. Today, we're going to solve that issue. The Pompeian extra virgin olive oil is from Ollie's Bargain Outlet at a price of $6.49. It is robust with salads and marinades and is made by cold pressing whole olives. The fresh Castor Oil is from Walmart at a price of $3.27. It is used as a stimulant laxative and for the relief of occasional constipation. Castor oil is made from whole castor beans. The Herman Survivors Neatsfoot Oil is from Walmart at a price of $5.76. It is used specifically for protecting leather and is made from the bones and feet of cows. The Nutiva Coconut Oil is from Walmart at a price of $5.01. It is an organic coconut oil. It is all-purpose cooking oil with natural taste and is made from coconuts. The Fractionated Coconut Oil is from Amazon at a price of $6.99. It is made for hair, skin, and nails and is 100% pure and natural coconut that has been fractionated for stability and for shelf life. The bacon grease I did not purchase separately. It is a byproduct of my breakfast the other morning. It was tasty and delicious. The bacon itself that it came from was $3.99 from Kroger. What a bargain. Before we take our test, let's just take a quick second and go over some of the internet rumors that are out there about using natural oils as leather conditioners. Some natural oils are known to darken leathers. Some natural oils will absorb into the leather better than others. Many natural oils are going to damage your leather and break it down. Some oils are going to make your leather more flexible than others. Many natural oils will go rancid. For this test, I want you to know that all my pieces of leather are the exact same size and they all came from the same hide of leather. And all these pieces were soaked with water and completely dried out before we saturated them with oil. When it comes to darkening leather, you need to know that any natural oil which penetrates leather will darken it. Some will darken it more than others, but a lot of this will depend on how well the oil can be absorbed into the leather. To test absorption, I applied oil to the leather sample pieces and let them sit overnight. After I noticed the initial application wasn't enough, I completely saturated all the leather pieces with about a half a tablespoon of oil and again let them sit, this time for a couple of days to soak completely into the sample pieces. I would not suggest at all using this much oil, but I really needed to see how well each natural oil would absorb into the leather. Color change was the first measurement that I used to test absorption. The olive oil and fractionated coconut oil soaked into the leather and darkened them the most, with a slight edge to the fractionated coconut oil. The Neatsfoot oil also soaked in fairly well. The coconut oil comes in the solid form, so I heated it to allow for easier penetration. Even in liquid form, the coconut oil did not absorb efficiently, but it still did a better job than both the castor oil and bacon grease. Just like the color change, we can judge color consistency by looking at each sample leather piece and making our comparisons. Again, the fractionated coconut oil took our top spot, followed slightly by the extra virgin olive oil. The Neatsfoot oil somewhat absorbed evenly, but ever so slight changes in tones gave it a rich, warm look. The castor oil did not absorb evenly, but it did much better than the coconut oil and the bacon grease. To see which oils did the most damage to our leather sample pieces, I bent each piece of leather in half and noted any cracking or damage to the surface. The extra virgin olive oil surprisingly had the most visible cracking and damage on the surface. I was surprised, as I would have thought this oil would have kept the leather flexible and pliant. The bacon grease had a decent amount of cracking, followed by the castor oil. The Neatsfoot, coconut, and fractionated coconut oils all showed no signs of cracking or wear on the surface of our sample pieces. Good job. Do me a favor. If you're enjoying this video, give it a quick thumbs up so YouTube can share it with more people just like me and you. Flexibility. After our sample pieces were soaked with distilled water and dried out, they were all extremely stiff. Whenever you are hand tooling or wet forming leather, the water dries out your leather and it gets very stiff. It's very important to rehydrate your leather with a good conditioner so then it can once again become flexible and pliant. To test each piece's flexibility, I put each sample in a vise and slowly added fishing weights to see how much force was required to bend the tip over past the top of the vise. The extra virgin olive oil offered the best flexibility, taking very little weight to bend our sample piece. But I can't help but wonder if it was partially due to the fact that it broke down the leather, causing it to crack on the surface. Castor oil didn't perform as poorly as I thought. At 3 ounces, it fell somewhere in the middle of the pack. Neatsfoot oil was slightly better than the castor oil, taking only 2.5 ounces to bend completely over. The bacon grease wasn't bad either. It only took 2 ounces to bend that leather over. The fractionated coconut oil took 4 ounces. And the worst of all was the straight up coconut oil, which took 6.5 ounces to bend it over completely. My goodness. Stability. There are a lot of claims out there that different natural oils will go rancid over time and cause an unpleasant odor. These smells may even invite pests to come by and feast on your fine leather goods. Using a quick Google search, I noted the AI summary of each oil's shelf life and took an average of any range that may have been shown. Bacon grease had a shelf life of 3 months when refrigerated. Easily the worst of the bunch. Castor oil was listed with a shelf life of 1 to 2 years, which gave us an average of 18 months. Extra virgin olive oil has a shelf life of 18 to 24 months, averaging out at 21 months. Neatsfoot oil was slightly better at 2 years. Standard coconut oil can last between 18 months and 5 years. Whew, big range, giving us an average shelf life of 39 months. Fractionated coconut oil gave us the best shelf life of all of our oils. It is considered to never go bad because of its indefinite shelf life. Good job. Now that we're done with all of our tests, let's compile our data and look at the results. I don't think I'm bright enough to figure this out, so let's give it to someone who can crunch the numbers for us. Hey Sheldon, can you help me with something?
I'm not fixing your bike for free again.
No. It's not that, man. It's not that. It's numbers. It's numbers.
I may have a degree in mechanical engineering, but I'm not doing your kids' algebra homework again.
No. And I appreciate that. It's something else, man.
I'm not doing your budget report.
No. It's for my YouTube channel. I'm trying to figure out which natural oil is the best leather conditioner. You mind taking a look at the data for me?
Sometimes you gotta hire nerds to do nerd
After looking at my results, it is clear to see that fractionated coconut oil is the best natural oil for conditioning leather. This really doesn't surprise me. It darkened the leather, but it also had the best absorption of all the oils. And all of the oils darken the leather. You just need to dial back on how much oil you're going to be using. When we used the fractionated coconut oil, the leather stayed somewhat flexible, but there was no visible damage to the leather at all. And best of all, in my opinion, the indefinite shelf life of fractionated coconut oil means that you're never going to have to worry about it going rancid. What are your thoughts on this experiment? Is there anything else that you'd like to see me test out in my shop? Do me a favor, let me know in the comments down below. I would love to hear about it. Remember, Big Stacks grows, Big Stacks builds, and Big Stacks makes. And I'll see you guys next time on Big Stacks Small Workshop.